Disclaimer. All opinions expressed on the 1A Zone are of mine and mine alone. Unless if I have a guest, which I'm not too sure when the hell that will happen due to the logistics of the whole setup process. I also do not represent any one group or organization. In any case, true to the name of the show, I will be covering a wide range of topics, ranging from politics to religion to the metaphysical, and even the mundane and trivial, such as video games and life events. Lastly, if you are easily offended, you are warned. Anyway, hope you enjoy the show. Feel free to leave a positive or negative comment, as long as it's relevant to the topic at hand and thought was put into it. Have a good one. Hey, well, this is kind of awkward. There are some things that I should have added to the first video. I neglected to mention that this is a very chaotic set of videos. I guess you could call them podcasts. I don't know, but I'm just doing this for quote unquote fun. I'm just basically just bullshitting and for reasons, just get things off my mind. And if anybody could use any of this information to prevent, getting to scenarios that I got into, yeah, hey, there you go. I hope it helps and you all find this useful. But there's no set schedule and there's no set time limit to each video, so they'll vary from length, and that again, that should have been expressed in the first video, but I just kind of again, my chaotic mind. This is why I am not a professional speaker or an orator. My mind is just a chaotic mess. In any case, so on the show. So today's topic, I just surprised because it's like back-to-back personal stuff. I do have other stuff that I want to talk about, but I just this topic came to mind because of a post I posted on one of my social medias, and it's about someone that I thought about. I dealt with in the past, and it's a story of a possible missed opportunity, all because of insecurities and other issues, which I hope that the younger generations who are listening to this, who happen to be listening to this, if you are listening to this, hopefully they can avoid this and actually be happy. So, on with the show. So anyway, this takes place back when I used to live in Queens, New York, and I forgot if I expressed this in the last video, but basically, y'all know I don't have a father growing up for most of my life, thank God, because he was a real piece of shit. He would not teach me how to eat right and exercise because he was a fucking loser. So in any case, I was so again, I don't know if I mentioned this in the first video, but basically I was a horribly obese child. I was a fat little shit, to put it bluntly. I fucking was, and I am also very introverted and horribly shy. So I guess that goes hand in hand, I guess, right? Introversion and shyness. Very quiet child. So naturally, I got picked on, most of my life in public school, because, of course. And, so when I finally got to high school, y'all, to those small handful of people who know which high school I went to in Queens, y'all know, I'm not going to mention for obvious reasons. Um, I was a art major, and I wound up in this commercial art class where I ran into this girl, and man, she was like the prettiest and the cutest girl I have ever seen at that school. Um, I guess it's safe to use her first name. So her name was Julisa, right? And you know, man, I just like when I first saw her, I was like like instantly like smitten to her. She was like she was so cute and pretty, like very pretty girl, and but I was like horribly shy and horribly overweight and horribly awkward. So that's a complete clusterfuck of a combination. But I somehow, some way, I don't know what happened, but I got the courage to just casually talk to her, say hi, and we started talking, and she was like really cool, which took me back. I'm like, wow, I mean, like this girl is like really super cool, Um, I tell you, she was like a literal angel on earth, man. It was just like she was just a sweetheart. Like her inside matched her outside, I mean, it was just like, wow, and I was just real, real shocked, and you know, a lot of girls at that age in high school, I mean, they kind of cop an attitude and stuff, I mean, like, and I don't think she ever did. Although one time she did get a little spicy though, and it was pretty funny because we went to another class, and I think it was in our junior year. It was like it was a graphic design course, right? And we got paired up as a team, and I forgot what the assignment entailed, but basically, one person had to talk about something, and then the other person had to type out what the person was saying. So she mentioned merengue, and of course, so when I typed it on the computer, it auto corrected as something else, and I forgot what it was. But basically, when she saw the printout, she got upset. She goes like, no, I said merengue. I was like, I know you did. This the computer auto corrected it this way. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I was like oh god, I was like, I just think it was really cute. Um, but yeah, I mean, like that was like the only time I ever saw her upset. I mean, it was funny. I mean, like not yeah, really just spicy, I guess. That's spicy. But throughout, oh my god, like we had gym class together, and she didn't mind me like being there talking to her. I don't know if she was my first inspiration for me to start hitting the weights. But like, cause either you could just chill or you use the weight machines, and they had the weight machines there, so I decided, you know what, let me go hit with the weight machines. But like, didn't really help, with the fat underneath all that. I mean, with the muscles under, whatever muscle I got underneath all that fat. But yeah, in any case, but nah, she was like super cool. Like, oh my god, like I was, like again, if you see her, right? I mean, it's just like I still can't. I still like scratching my head. Like she was willing to associate herself with a person like myself. I mean, I was like a fucking hot mess. So um, man, really an angel. In any case, we hung out for, we constantly hung out. There was this after school art program called uh, at PS1 in Long Island City. I think they like literally just opened up or something, and there was an after school art program there. Then we all, we were like a small group of, we were like a small group of friends. We all went there, and we were just to like, just to help like, sharpen up our art skills and whatnot. And it was cool. Like we hung out. It was high school, and then we hung out at the PS1, and it was really cool. And then man, I gotta say those were probably like the best time of my life because well, well, I'm gonna get to that part, but basically, so of course, like, it was in high school. We all had our yearbooks to, so of course we did the whole running around, getting people to sign this and whatnot. And she saw my yearbook, and I was surprised. She actually wrote down her phone number on there, and she says, "Hey, I hope we can keep in touch." And that just surprised the fuck out of me. I'm like, "Whoa, okay." Well, it surprised the hell out of me, and I didn't really think much of it because, again, like I didn't think like someone like her would want to be seen with a fucking again, like just overweight, awkward Asian guy, goofy doofus of an Asian guy, and so I didn't really think much of it anyway. And there's some other factors too, which why I did not try to deepen the friendship with her because which I'm gonna get to, and yeah. So so then it was time I'd ask her what college she went to, and so we just kind of, so I just kind of left it at that, so I kind of like self-sabotaged in a way, I guess. That, or I was just being like completely fucking awkward, which this is definitely in the realm of possibilities given myself, the nature of myself anyway. But so yeah, so unfortunately college time happened, and I didn't get to go to the school which I wanted to go to, which was FIT. So I wound up in an undisclosed CUNY school in Brooklyn, which will remain undisclosed for obvious reason. Again, those who know, who knows. Not a big deal, whatever, So I was like horribly depressed. That I did not want to go to that school. And this is where the other big bad event happened, which was basically I had to move to New Jersey. I never wanted to leave Queens. I was I was going to stay put, and and that was that was the major depressing event in my life. So I think I must have gained more weight from just negligence and emotional eating. And I just at that point I just like didn't give a fuck, quite frankly. So then out of nowhere I ran into her at the school. I was like, oh shit, I was surprised. Like she went to the same school as I did. So I was surprised, but again, didn't think nothing of it because I felt like it was not worth pursuing this friendship further. And again, I will get to that point in a little bit, which was very important. But like then she told me some bad news where our commercial art teacher, who I really looked up to in high school, he passed away. And of course, me being stuck in Jersey, all this bullshit that happened. I was just depressed as hell, and now finding out that one of the teachers that I absolutely loved, who passed away, and I was just like, I was really, really, really in a dark place. And yeah, here comes more emotional eating and getting fatter than a fucking house, And then, of course, I neglected to keep in touch with Julissa. Again, I didn't see nothing would come of it. Cut to present day. Well, 2 years prior to this recording, and I just I got a little nostalgic. I decided to look up some people online, see if I could find them from high school, and I found Julissa, and I found out that she was at the time when I saw it, basically she looks like she was happily married to a Russian guy, surprisingly, and they had 2 to 3 lovely kids, But then I found out later on, if my research was correct, I think her and the guy separated. And not to sound like a simp, and I hate that fucking term because it's a really stupid term. But like, knowing her character, she was the sweetest girl. Like, she was like the girl next door type. She would not. Like, she's not the type that would cheat on anybody and all that stuff. And basically, I don't know what happened, but basically I think the guy must have dropped the ball. In my opinion, again, based on knowing her personality, I know that she's not that type of girl. She's not that type of girl, And I tell you, she still looked lovely as like. I think she posted a picture of her in the mid-30s. She still looks lovely, But and then it really broke my heart to see what happened to her. Basically that they had 2 to 3 kids, and then all of a sudden this guy just for whatever reasons they split, and then that got me thinking, like, what if? What if I was in better shape? What if I wasn't an awkward, person back then? What if I was a little more extroverted? But there was another factor, which is why I kind of like self-sabotage the whole connection, even just as a friendship, because I just, well, my mother strictly wanted me to only marry a Asian, or at the very least a Caucasian woman. She doesn't want me to marry a Latina or a black girl. So, dopey me back then, I'm like, oh, well, this is a mother's wishes. I need to follow that, At this current time, I don't think she would. I think she kind of lessened up on that, but I know in the back of I know in the back of my head, I know that she would still prefer me to be with an Asian girl or a Caucasian woman, but like, I'm not I'm not interested, especially in Asian women. I'm not interested in them, But that's what led me to kind of self-sabotage that whole relationship, even just a friendship. And my warning to the younger viewers out there, and I'm talking to the ones that are still in college and younger, right? Basically, it's easier to have better self-confidence when you're younger, because all you need to do is basically be in at least decent shape, right? You don't have to be fucking, built like a tank or whatever, but just be in decent shape. At least, you feel comfortable with yourself, and you have a good head on your shoulder, and just be respectful to one another. You know, be respectful to the person that you want to be, that you're interested in, and they need to respect you too. It's not a one-way street. But you know, it's so much easier because once you hit the workforce, the adult life, things change. Oh boy, do they change, and things are a completely different ball game, and it gets difficult, a little more difficult. So don't. Well, before I go on, but basically, and also like whatever your parents tell you, basically, if they say that they prefer you to be with a certain uh, race of people, whatever, you go with your heart. They may be your parents, but but you might be giving up on the best person in the world. I mean, this is not the dark ages where, you get sold off to for a dowry and stuff. I mean, basically, call me a romantic. I still believe in romantic love, and you follow, you be with the one that you want to be with. You know. I mean, you're the ones marrying them. I mean, hopefully down the line you're gonna be marrying them. I mean, you're gonna be living the rest of your life with this person. So I mean, it's just like, and I put too much of what my mother expected of to heart, and I shot myself in the foot because of that. Um, so yeah, that's my warning to you all. I mean, basically, don't make the same mistakes as I did because I could have possibly missed out on a literal earth angel that was a godsend. And again, I don't want anybody else to go through that. Don't miss out on possible happiness. You know. In any case, I hope you all have a good one. Good luck. God bless. Take care. Um, yeah, and just I can't repeat this enough, but don't don't wind up like I did and just wondering what if. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Take it easy. Later.